So what do we have for Hypercarry stuff? Who is Hypercarry? And a Hypercarry support is like billion of them. There's some sustain and some free slot. This is free slot. We start with DPS. We have amplifier and debuffer, sustain. This is like super formal archetype of Hypercarry. So what do we have for Hypercarry? We have a lot, like a lot. Majority of Honkai Star character are actually a Hypercarry. So yeah, a lot. This is hyper. This is Hypercarry. No, King Yuan will be placed in summon because it's the summon. I will put it in summon later because they share one specific unit together, which also have some issue with that. Okay, as you can see that we have a lot of unit to play with. The Hypercarry is by far the biggest team composition combo that you can get from Honkai Star Rail, because Hypercarry is the first thing that happened in the Honkai Star Rail Sync 1.0 and it still happened now. So when you make a Hypercarry team, you start with your DPS, right? For example, we start with Xingxue, then you find an amplifier, for example Sparkle, then maybe you get a debuffer or you get another amplifier, depends on the character, and you get a sustain. It's simple. So the good thing about the Hypercarry is you can adjust a lot on how you play her. You can do a lot of stuff with Xingxue. You just need one BAS support. And where is my Robin? Robin is here. Okay, you can do Robin. You can do this as well. There is a lot of team composition for you to go for. This is like meta in the past. Yeah, everyone can build Hypercarry. Hypercarry is one of the easiest comp to get it right, to not F it up, not fuck it up. Yeah, but it's also like not as strong as follow-up or emanator in the sense if you have the same amount of gold value. For example, if you play Jingliu, yeah, if you play Jingliu and you play like Jingliu, Bronya, Jingyun, and Galanger, how much would this take to clear? I give you True Sting for this too. This is you go hit and full True Sting. He's her best BS. You take like 5 or 6 or 7 cycles to go through this. Like yeah, 8 cycles through True Sting. Yeah. So what happened with Hypercarry is actually we can divide them into 2 categories. The Hypercarry that is high ceiling DPS, low ceiling DPS. If we do it like this, we will see what it's all about. Okay, we will talk about the DPS at E0 by the way. So yeah, you see the pattern, right? Everything just clear slow for now. Ceiling is higher. I would place them near each other. They can stay with each other. Okay, ceiling is lighter. Yeah, sure. And you see this pattern, right? There's only this one. So for Scylla, this girl is high. Okay, ratio is high. Okay, because ratio can do this. This is really good. They will hit really hard. And with this, it's even better. Hit extremely hard. You hit diabolically hard into single target. Yeah, Scylla is also on the roughly on the same spot. You can do this with this, and what's his face? This. Then you hit extremely hard. Yeah, because like Scylla has like some advanced, some stuff that it's a bit hard to play, but it's okay. But okay, then we go to the next. We have Xingxue. The only thing Xingxue needs is either you give her energy or more energy, or you give her skill point. There's 2 ways to play her. Give her skill point or give her energy. Okay, so yeah, you see the pattern, right? Or you give extra turn. You give skill point. You give buffer. And Xingxue, if you gambling enough and you follow up on every turn, like if you really love her, you love to gambling, you need you need something to ease your urge to gambling on pulling, you can play Xingxue. After you gambling with Xingxue, you don't want to pull any character anymore because you don't want to gamble. You just want to sleep. Okay, we remove everything down. So now we we'll go next to the Hypercarry. I think everyone can agree that Argentina is actually in the weird spot right now. Because for Argentina, if you out kill, it kills. If you out does not kill, you will feel really bad on getting him back up to 180 energy. You feel so much pain on playing him. Like you already have to go like this to make him perform. Yeah, Argentina is good in Pure Fiction, but if you play him in MOC, you actually need this. So yeah, Argentina is actually a big experiment of Acheron. I think you are correct on that one because they function pretty similarly. They are both bounce. But the out cost is like diabolically high. Okay, so Dan Heng, I mean E2 deal is really good. I think even for today, E2 deal still clear pretty decently. I think maybe he can do like 4 cycle, I think, with Sparkle. But to be completely fair, this unit exists, right? You can't. Why would you play this when you have this? Yeah. There we go next. Okay, Jingliu team composition is slightly different from other. So what do Jingliu need? First, she needs turn. Yeah, she needs turns. She needs energy. She needs the buffer. She needs the buffer. She needs someone to heal so the whole team does not die. But you cannot fit 6 characters into one game. Actually, you can fit 7 characters or 8 characters into one game. Yeah, because what happened with Jingliu right now is, Hypercarry, Jingliu. What happened with, I will just remove this so you don't feel any pain. What happened with Jingliu right now is she have too much attack in her kit. She already have 50% crit rate from her kit. So at that time that she was released, what happened is you have to balance her multiplier down. So it is still good for everyone to easily build her, but it's not game breaking. You don't go in and one shot with E0. Yeah, that means she is good and she has done her job up until like 2.6. So it's a 1 year. She lasts for a year, which is like pretty okay. You can move on from her. It won't feel much pain unless you pull E1 like me, then you will feel some pain. I also feel some pain, but well, it is what it is. So what happened is they have to reduce her multiplier down, so it's not game breaking. You see this, right? And you cannot basic during CCG set. Yeah, that means you will run it out, and you need to skill twice to get it back again. You have 200. Yeah, you have 250% multiplier. You have 300 here. Yeah, you have to muscle Valve with low multiplier. It's low selling. And there's another thing about Jingliu is she sucks her teammate HP by 4%. You might not feel that it is a lot of deal, but if you were to go Jingliu with sustainless team, for example, you play this. Let me see what is the good team. Maybe like Robin, Pella, and Sunday. And you see this team, right? This team will last until the end of wave 2. If you can kill fast enough, you will definitely die. Because she will suck a lot of HP out from your teammate. It's 4. Yeah, 4. And then the next time you see this team perform and they're like, oh, Robin is gonna die, Sunday is gonna die, Bella is gonna die. So yeah, for normal people, they will probably go sustain. So this is the example of the team. You see, Jingliu, Sunday, Robin, and Huohua. How much gold is this? 1, 2, 3, 4 gold, right? And this at full cost. What will happen with this at full cost? So if anyone want to go for Jingliu in 2025, I suggest you don't do it ever. I know that some of you might have big brain and try to go for this. Someone may be like a lot like big brain and do this. Yeah. What will happen to you is, yeah, it doesn't work anymore. In the past, it works because in the past, the enemy does not have this much HP and blades still work just fine and you still on the Ruan Mei meta. After you come back from Ruan Mei, you get Robin and it's pain. Jing Liu on combat, when you attack, you have allowed like 10k attack, by the way. Blade also scale with HP. There's one thing I want you guys to note. The best support for a super inflated attack character and HP scaling unit is actually Robin. This should speak a lot about character. When the best support for Blade, I mean, I will just put the best in slot team right now. Like, if you go no sustain, which is pretty viable, this is the Blade best in slot team. You notice something like weird, right? Yo, Rinik, hi. We are not done yet. We have like 3 billion things to go. E0 S1 Jing Liu. I mean, if you give me E2 Robin, E2 and E1 Sunday, I think I can do it for you. But if not, then yeah, it would be like extremely painful. Also, I allow E2 Herta, by the way. It's so much fun. Yeah, you see this? You notice something like weird about this team, right? This is the best support for Blade. It gives the lowest cost for you to 0. And if you do this, it also gives you the lowest gold count for you to clear MOC with the fastest clear that Blade can do at E0. If you need attack buffer to deal damage for you, it should speak a lot about the character. So unless you really love him, like Blade is my go-to character, just don't do it. But if you somehow really want to play Blade in 2025 and you start now, you should pull Robin first. Yeah, Blade is just a driver for Robin. You are correct. Yeah, Robin is a top 3 DPS on the screen. You are correct. But I don't like really recommend you to play DPS Robin. It should take a lot of brain cells to do that. Okay, should we talk about the 4-star, like 4-star DPS as well, like this 3? I'll start with Servo first. Servo actually performed really well into a 5 target scenario as a Hypercarry. Yes, extremely well, because like there's a tech where you can do this. I think I should just show you on the screen, show you on the gameplay. MOC doesn't have 5 target though, so I can't really clear that. Professor on Sacerdote. Okay, RMC does not work with Sacerdote, by the way. So you can use Sacerdote with RMC. The main buff does not work with her. Buff? I'll just out first. Boom. So you see this, right? The energy, right? If I buff, normally Ting Yun will give. This is bad because the energy goes into Ting Yun. But I will just do this for experimental purpose. Okay, so there's one way to play Servo into 5 target without ER rope. If you play her as a Hypercarry, you funnel 1 QBQ into her. Then you get 41 energy, right? Then if you get 41 energy, then you can use Ting Yun out and just out again immediately on Servo, which is really good. I F up, so don't mind me. Oh, I did not F up. Okay, I will just show the full clear, by the way. Basic buff. Boom. Like, if you can see this clear, right? This is like looking like a 4-star clear, by the way. But let's see how fast it can actually clear with the free stuff. Tail swipe, thank you. Hit. There is energy, it's fine. Attack, buff. Buff. More attack, I guess. Yeah. Then do this and punch, break. See? Looks fast, right? Punch, buff. And what we do is here, you see this? Out, servo out.
释放自己了吗？反抗，摇
You see, this is like 5 target. You see how much damage she does. 700k. Basic. Then we do this. Then IFC proof.
相信我们无所不能。
Proof.
尖叫呢？
Boom.
反抗，摇摆，沉沦。
See? She's actually pretty good into 5 target scenario. Like she's holding herself well, even with like maybe like Jing Yuan Kon, but yeah, the rest is pretty much free. Yeah, this is like one place where servo excel. And servo actually works really well into 5 target because of this trace. You see this trace, this, where every time you attack you deal 79. So you have 5 target, you can use 79 times 5 and use this, and this is 192, not 194 times 5, right? And this no, that's all. This is actually like how much? 1300 multiplier. Yeah, because this is what a primal erudition character looks like. Her damage does add up from her talent and all combined, and this, see, we are 7 hours in and my brain is already frying, so yeah, we are gonna fry our brain more and more. Okay, servo, and next is Su Shang, right? This is Su Shang. Su Shang is actually sitting on a hypercarry spot for now, because like in the past we play like, I think break Su Shang, like super break Su Shang, or like break play like something like punch Luca. But for now, her best teammate actually here. Where is that? Would they play Fei Xiao on base speed with Eagle? It depends on how fast do you use your amplifier. Like if you run 2 amplifier, for example, you run Sustained with Bronya and Sunday, then you need to tune Fei Xiao with Sunday. For example, if you run 160 speed Sunday, you would need around 120 Fei Xiao to 1 Eagle to outspeed Sunday on each set. Yeah, Phoenix Squad out. Yeah. If for what? Su Shang with Boot Hill. Okay, what happened with Su Shang and Boot Hill? You're so high. Yeah, 7 hours sleep and still swing. At least your Starrail is sitting on top for hypercarry portion, by the way. You should be glad. Okay, for if you play Su Shang with Boot Hill, right? Where's my boy Boot Hill? Here's my Boot Hill. If you play this and this, there's only 2 slots left. So what will you do with the last 2 slots? You need 1 amplifier. Most likely gonna be a break amplifier or Robin. In this case, I think maybe Ruan Mei or Field. For example, you have E1 Field. You are super rich. You have E1 Field, and you run a sustain, or you run no sustain, or you run Sunday. What happened for this team is you don't have any SP at all. There's 2 ways to play. First, you basic with Su Shang until you break, which is not ideal, right? You don't basic with Su Shang, it's like a waste of damage. You should skill. This guy skill, this guy skill, this guy skill, and basic. This guy give like maybe like 0.5 SP. So you will run out of SP if you run this team. Unless you have pull Sunday's like on. True? Yeah, Phil is gonna just spamming. Yeah, Phil, if you use her E too much, you also lost. And I don't even know who you give. Unless you like E1 Phil, then yeah, you can give Boot Hill and it will look fine. But if you want to play this, why don't you just do this? Okay, we move to next because Su Shang is done, right? So in summary, Su Shang, March, Robin, this team is like pretty good to run. And you run one sustain. This team is pretty niche. It's pretty neat to run into single target and stop. For example, Aventurine. That's all that team will give. It will clear slightly on a slower side if you don't have E1 Robin, but it is copable. Okay, to the last, Sui, right? Sui is on the extremely weird spot as well because Sui, what does Sui need? You see Sui, her kids scream like, hey, please build break. You can build break because if you build break, you get the DMG, right? But in the true meaning for her, she deal what? Crit damage. So what does Sui actually need? She needs crit, she needs break effect, rope, she needs ATK off, she needs a quantum set to penetrate her enemy, defense. Don't you recap anything weird from that battle? And this, you really have to run quite godly relics on her, and you maybe need this to make up for her like diabolically low break. So in the end, when you build Sui, you will sit with something like this, somewhat low break effect. But this is okay. You can buff the break somewhere else. For the 4-star break LC, it is pretty good, but it's not better than the Light Cone. That's for sure. But yeah, it's pretty good. But maybe you can just run this, right? This will give Sui more damage after it reaches 4 stack. So okay, me back to the deal Light Cone. We ignore that second deal Light Cone, by the way. It double itself out, so I can't say anything. So Sui actually need her E6 to function well as a hyper carry, because like this will increase her follow-up frequency by around 25%. So if you don't have E6, Sui is pretty sad. And to play Sui in a super break team, she actually does not deal that much toughness damage. You see this? It's only 20, right? This is 5. This is 40 sure, but will you use this out into broken enemy for just a super break damage? When if you eat some toughness with this, you can get up to like 400 multiplier on her out. Yeah, she has the same speed kit as Blade has, but fortunately, since she scale with attack, right, she can still make use of Robin to her like somewhat good potential. She can still use Sunday for more crit and use Robin for attack. This actually placed Sui on a slightly better spot than Blade at E6, of course. If you talk about Sui E2, E4 or E0, no, you can drop it. It's bad. Yeah, so this makes building Sui extremely hard, and I don't recommend any new player to do that. But for team composition for existing player, if they want to play, Ruan Mei is much more important than Sparkle. Ruan Mei is much more important than Field, because Field make you ignore weakness. That's yes, but it's only on a 50% efficiency. And what Sui want is not a universal breaker. What Sui want is someone to help her ship out a little bit of break bar, just a little, so she can have maximum follow-up count and still have some toughness for her to break by herself. But in the flip side, if you run Field, the upside is you have red bar, the extra toughness for her to break and do more follow-up. If you run Field in that regard, then it's good. For example, I think I have run this before. It's the Ting Yun. It's a Sui, right? With Sunday. And last slot is a Pella. This actually 0 cycle last 2 string on MOC 11. And I suspect I can 0 cycle on true string on MOC 12 as well if I upgrade Sunday to E1. Okay, I think we are done with most hypercarry. The last is maybe Yanxing. Can I just say Yanxing and then you should like just go next? Just don't do it. Yanxing is one of the carry that I refuse to upgrade him, because like the kids just scream bad from the miles away. It scream bad. You imagine you are playing a turn-based game, right? But you see this passive, right? Where's the passive? If you receive a damage, your soulless sinks, all your buff is gone. And yes, Yanxing is made to be used with his Lycon and Shielder, yeah. But you know what the best team for Yanxing is? See? This guy give energy, this guy pull up, this guy will get advanced forward a lot, This means Aventurine shield will just go away. What happened is you actually have to use skill on Aventurine. You cannot just basic anymore because your shield is gone. And your shield will be very low on the shield health because shield is constantly gone from Sunday pulling. ตัวเยี่ยนชิง This is like contradict itself on itself. You know, right? Like this team actually clear pretty fast if you invest some like maybe E1 Robin. You can use Yanqing at E0 with his Lycon, and you will do very good on Aventurine boss. But the problem is, as I have said, your shield is gonna like, yeah, you can dodge. You have a passive that if you take damage, it's gone. But you can dodge in turn-based game. It's already contradict from the start, so I don't think it's a good concept at all. If you really want to play with him, again, you invest in your Robin. If you want him to deal more damage, you give E1 Robin. If you want him to deal even more damage, you give Sunday. Give Sunday E1. Give Sunday Lycon. See, now he deal tons of damage. You don't need to invest anything on Yanqing at all. You can use like the 4-star Lycon is fine. You invest on the support, okay? So you just note and play Robin DPS, and maybe you can, if you reach that line, then you start playing this, and you will know that this does more damage. If you want to do even more damage, you use other units. Okay, I think we are done with like Hypercarry stuff, right? So what to take from Hypercarry? The sustain is pretty okay-ish on everything. Maybe shielder into the advancer is not that good. First. Second, Hypercarry is the easiest team to build. You have amplifier. You can sometimes slot in a debuffer, but it's not many times you slot in a debuffer. And the sustain is just sustain, it's okay. So yeah, let's move on to the next archetype. Okay, we just do like DoT. So what do we have on DoT? I will just speak on DoT like really is like DoT is like amplifier. There's only 3 amplifier. Damage dealer. I mean I should name this as trigger, right? Trigger, dealer, amplifier, and a sustain. So what do we have for DoT? Basically nothing. Yeah, we are finished. We can go next, I guess. Okay, I think that's all for DoT. We are not talking about DoT Acheron here because DoT Acheron we all know that Acheron carry that archetype so hard. We have Black Swan. Do we have anything else that is DoT? No, right? This is all. Okay, for DoT, as you can see, the unit is the most restrictive things you can get. So what does DoT need? First, you need a trigger or you are fail. A trigger, we only have Kafka, and we have a cope version which is Luca, but Luca is holding a league on his own just because Luca can trigger break, physical break by himself. He eat a lot of toughness bar, and he can punch and proc a lot of DoT. I mean way higher than what the original DoT does. So Luca actually hold his ground. Like for example, you can play Luca like this, which normally you cannot play DoT like this, by the way. You can play Luca like this, and this, and this. This team is gonna clear just fine, you know, right? Or you can do this. This team is actually gonna clear just fine as well. You can actually clear Savarok with this within like 3 or 4 cycles if you play it correctly. But you may need some reset or Steel Wolf implant. But yeah, this is pretty decent to run. Yeah, because he's mini boot heal, you're correct. And speaking of mini boot heal, you can actually play this as well. This will actually clear in a funny way, maybe like 5 or 6 cycle. But you will shoot, then you punch, then you punch, then you shoot, then your target just die. It is that easy. There's a lot of people who actually cooked this team in the past. Not this one, you won't have enough SP. It should be Sunday. You see this? This actually 0 cycle the Aventurine, by the way. Because you just shoot, Aventurine drops, then Luca punch, then Aventurine can go to next phase. It's actually pretty crazy, and it cover the damage loss pretty well. Okay, so we dropped about Luga. This is why I show Luga with field on the CA server, because it actually playable and it actually pretty good, pretty fun to play. The damage is diabolical because it scale with enemy max HP. When it scale with enemy max HP, you are dealing same proportion amount of damage compared to when the HP is inflation is not triggered yet. So now he looks better. So okay, we move on to like the real DoT, right? The Kafka. And good night phone, I will leave it to like other PvP stuff later, but we will talk about Kafka first. We can agree that Kafka is now just a trigger because her DoT, the DoT on herself is not as good. The multiplier we can see on the Kafka is actually really low. It's 290% of Kafka ATK, sure. But to remind you first, this cannot crit. So the 290%, this is what happened with DoT archetype right now. It's the same as what are you running for, as what are you doing for like for something like what's its face break team. What do you need for your DoT team to work? You need DMG percent off, right? You need ATK rope, you need some hit rate, you need ATK, you need attack, you need attack, you need even more attack. So what do you need for DoT? What to build on DoT? This is why I don't promote anyone or tell any one of my friends to pull for DoT specifically in the past when I'm not like as big, because you need speed, ATK. For Kafka specifically, you don't need anymore. You just need ATK, hit rate. Am I right? This one is right. You need speed, you need ATK, you need ATK, you need ATK, you need some hit rate. So what happened is exactly the same as break team, but even worse. You see this? You want to roll for 5 roll attack and some speed, or maybe 3 into attack, 2 into speed. What are the odds of rolling that? Really low, right? See? In no way you roll 5. See? This take me like forever just to get up to this point. You want attack, you want hit rate. You can imagine how long would it take for me to roll this, right? This took like forever just to make my Kafka reach 4k. That's the issue. And what do you get from 4k attack? You have 4k attack, right? You have 62 lightning damage because Kafka phone is the good. And you have 290 here. So you have 4k. No, it's lightning up. This is lightning up. 4000 times 290 times 1.64. How much did we get from that? Yeah, it sits on the same spot at the break team as the break team already, because like yeah, it is what it is. So we are looking at 1000. This number. This is a DoT number from her out. Yeah, that's all. Done. Imagine you're dealing like 19,000 damage. And sure, maybe you amp with Robin. If you think Robin will amp the damage up by like 2.5. So you time that with 2.5. You get 47560. Imagine you're dealing for 40k damage into 2 million HP boss. When are you gonna kill that? You're not gonna kill like fast, right? You're gonna kill that next year. So this is why Kafka will not be able to play as a sole DPS anymore, because her damage is just not there. Her real damage come from Black Swan. So, and it's not just a Black Swan, by the way. You actually need E1 to perform like decently, because this one is like broken. It carry all the dot on her back. Yeah, and the DoT get a lot of multiplier from Arcana because you can stack it up to like, what's its face? This is 600, right? 240. You can stack up to like 1000. Maybe maybe around the 800. In reality, you can stack up to around like 500 multiplier or 600 multiplier. So this is where the damage comes from. So for DoT, if you play Kafka and you don't have Black Swan, I suggest you drop Kafka and let her rest. She can go clean up her UC, her dual gun, and pray for Starrail to come back for her. to catch her up on the DoT, but for now, no. Okay, for Black Swan E0 and E1 perform drastically different from each other. So yeah, even if her banner rerun is coming or not, I don't even suggest you to pull anymore for DoT comp, because even the stable character with where is the Black Swan, has she gone? She left the Astral Express. Where is my Black Swan? Okay, Black Swan is here. My brain is not brain. I don't suggest you playing this DoT comp anymore. But if you already have like E1 or E2 Black Swan and you still want to have fun, Kafka Black Swan still perform actually pretty like okay, but you should get Robin in there. But you lost Robin here and you cannot play follow-up anymore. See, the archetype actually overlap with each other because Robin is the goat and you cannot do anything with that. Yeah, for slot Jiao Xiu or Ruan Mei. For sustainless, maybe this. I'm joking, maybe I think Ruan Mei is slightly better. Unless you are playing E2 or E1 Jiao Xiu. If E1 or E2 Jiao Xiu, yeah, it's okay. But for normal people, yeah, Hua is the only BS sustain for this team. The other unit like just doesn't cut it. Yeah, Kafka Swan itself is already T goal for mediocre clear. Minimum for what? For just like play optimally. I mean, you can play all E0, it will clear content, but yeah, you will faint real hard. You can play 5 root on Hua instead, or you play Quid Poco and pray for Robin to get hit, or you just out on the second rotation. Because it's a fast Kafka with slow Swan, I think it's pretty much fine to run something like that. Yeah, Kafka. So for now, what are we doing with Kafka? Actually is we run Eagle on her, make her as fast as possible, ignore all her damage, and we run Swan as nookie as possible, just like no speed or maybe 160 with a lot of substat. You give the best DoT on the Black Swan, yeah, and you just give Eagle to Kafka, or just make Kafka as fast as possible. This is the best way to play DoT right now. Okay, so the other contender honorable mention is if you have E1 Black Swan, this comp perform pretty well because Arcana count as burn, bleed, shock, and wind share, right? It count as 4. It's count as all 4 DoT type. You can see on the Black Swan. See, the Arcana. See, Arcana are considered to be effect with wind share, bleed. Let me remove this. Wind share, bleed, burn, and shock. So it considered as burn. Guinevere can trigger it. It considered as bleed. Luca can trigger it. So if you just want to have fun because you are like you have a lot of time in the world and you don't have to touch grass, then yeah, Black Swan at E1 with these 2 units is pretty fun to play. You can pick one and pick Robin or pick Ruan Mei or whatever. It will it will play like pretty good. The clear speed will be like slower than Kafka, of course, but it will play just fine. Okay, we talk about the DoT too much. I guess we should move on. Summon? Okay, so summon. What do we have for summon? First of all, I will put Lingsha on S because she actually fit onto archetype, which is like pretty diabolical. Summon character, Jing Yuan is here. Aglaya is definitely gonna be summon because they actually reveal it by themselves. The Hoyo. Topaz is summon. Is there any other summon? RMC is summon. RMC is diabolically good summon. And buffer. What do we have for buffer? RMC is also a buffer. So RMC can stay in S. Multi-purpose. Is there anything we should Jade could be count as a buffer for Lingsha for Sunday Lingsha Jade stuff. It's pretty good. Okay, buffer. Is there any more buffer though? Sunday, right? Sunday is a must. Qing Yun. Oh yeah. Qing Yun is also count as a buffer. Sustain for like someone doesn't matter much. I mean, you can use anything, it should be fine. I will just put some example by the way. Pela? Oh, this is not Pela. Okay, I think we are done with the summon. So, what do we have here? Summon meta is the team that have some stuff like a Memo Sprite. For example, Aglaya and RMC, they have Memo Sprite. And for Lingsha, Jingyuan and Topaz, they have their summon, but it's not a Memo Sprite. It just appear on the action bar and they act separately from their owner. Okay? The owner can advance them by some meaning or give some speed, such as Jingyuan skill. Jingyuan Lightning Lord Cow can give speed to Lightning Lord. So it's another crit team variant in disguise. But for this team to work well, it really pivot on Sunday. You really need Sunday to make this team function well as a DPS. Otherwise, if you drop Sunday, it's all gone. Sunday is a must to make this 5 unit work as a DPS. If you say that, okay, we're gonna play some buffer IMC, then IMC can be a buffer, but it's not a DPS. Okay, you're gonna play Lingsha as a sustainer. Yeah, then Lingsha is not a DPS. Team example, the strongest team, there's 2 strongest team that we are running today. So this is the one. I think we can all agree that this team is extremely strong. Yeah, Aglaya can summon without Sunday, but with Sunday is better, right? And we don't know about Aglaya energy cost yet. If the energy cost is low, then it's good. But if the energy cost on Aglaya is diabolically high, then without Sunday or Huohua, we are freak. What if you don't have Robin? You can run this and get a significantly slower clear time. It's still runnable. This one is a little bit better. You use Bronya to pull Sunday. You use Sunday to pull Jingyuan. And you just spam the Lightning Lord stab over and over and over and over. This team actually performed quite almost on par with Robin. So it's a pretty good team to run. You can run this. This one is also fine. So Jingyuan is sitting on a spot that maybe not use Robin is kinda okay if you have got build, but you will still clear slightly slower than Robin, if not like way slower. Full send E2. Don't speak more than that, guys. With bro E2. Bronya E2 can work, but you have to tune Sunday with like minus 30 speed. The best way to do it is you minus 30 speed on Sunday with one whack, and you don't use one whack on Bronya. This will make the turn order pretty much correct. And another thing you have to do with Sunday is you have to run Eagle on Sunday, so Sunday can go before Bronya on the next turn. And you have to control your turn order very carefully, otherwise it's gonna doom real easily. But the fundamental is around there. So if you run Sunday with E2 Bronya with E0 Jingyuan, there's 2 ways. You run 0 speed Jingyuan and just make him by pulling with Sunday and Bronya. The second way is you run Jingyuan faster than Sunday, so he acts 3 times, but he also eats 3 more skill points. Okay. So for E2 Bronya, if you run E2 Bronya at 134, which is not possible, you have to run it faster. You have to run Bronya at 164 and run the Sunday on one back at 135. This will make the second pull makes the Sunday move before Bronya, and it will hit around the 160 breakpoint speed pretty nicely, which ensure you get a 1 cycle or 2 cycle clear on each wave. So for the summary, E2 Bronya, run 135 or 136 Sunday, 164 Bronya, 0 speed Jingyuan, and you're good to go. You always use your Bronya to pull Sunday, then use Sunday to pull Jingyuan. You can out whenever you want. You can leave your ego away. It's fine. Yeah, you can use IMC as well. Yeah, you're correct. But for now, if you want to play the Herda, you really need Robin. So this one is like pretty much the goat for Jingyuan. It's like Jingyuan on Alta Instinct, right? The Jingyuan is go on to the training for like 3,000 years, and yeah, the Lightning Lord can now stab 3 times in a row. 2 times. So another team that we're gonna talk about is Topaz. Topaz actually sitting on a weird spot right now because Topaz has a lot of advanced forward within her kit. See? Topaz advanced her Nambi by around like 50% see? She advanced Nambi by herself already. So min-maxing Topaz to pull like 10 Nambis in a wave is a bit tricky. It is doable, but mostly it will be sitting on a sustainless team, so it's not viable for like 99% of people who play Starrail anyway. So in the TLDR is this one is okay to run. It will make number hit like a truck. Okay, we drop and now we throw Arglaya. Arglaya is also on the same case. Having Sunday should be better because Sunday can pull Memo Sprite, but she should be function pretty okay, especially with Robin. We don't know about the energy cost yet because it's not out on live yet, okay? So if in the future we know about the energy cost, we will discuss on the matter later, maybe somewhere on stream. Okay, we go next. RMC as a DPS. This one need this team. It must be this and this and this to perform well. And actually, if you run HOS rotation, you can do this. You don't even take hit at all, so it's pretty safe to run, but it requires a lot of brain power to run, so I warn you. I have warned you. Okay, drop everything. Okay, so the last one is the X. The X com. I think you can all agree that this is the X com for someone. Lingsha is actually the best unit. I mean the best example of what someone can profit from Sunday. So what does Sunday do? We're back to Sunday again. He pull up, right? He pull up and he pull the summon and pull them all the Memo Sprite up as well. So who's gonna benefit from this the most? First, that summon must be slow. And Fu Yuan has only 90 speed, so it's slow. Second is the summon must be somehow get advanced or can launch emergency stuff that does not tie to the normal summon at all, or it can be tied but then the summon reset to the original value. Lingsha has an out to push summon up by 100% to waste this for free and just dish out a lot of damage like just non-stop rabbit. So Lingsha is the prime example of what a good summon character would be to play with Sunday. So if there is any DPS character in the future that almost mimic or she mimics what Lingsha do, but on the DPS scaling, that unit is gonna be so good with Sunday. Okay, that is what I predict. So we go back. This is XCOM because this is like everything is go upside down. We have a sustain, which is a main DPS. We have a main DPS, which is now a sub DPS because you don't give any buff to her. We have a buffer, which is now a rabbit puller because it gives the best DPS for this team. We have a singer who is now turned into a sub DPS because just how frequency this team act. It probably act like just on par with this facial team, if not even more. Yeah, thank you for watching as well. See you guys next time. Bye bye.